Okay, great. Let's get started. Find your way into a comfortable position where your spine can be long. So this can be seated like me or resting on your shins, or you can be lying on your back, maybe with your feet on the ground, knees knocking together, or stretched out in Shavasana. And just start to find your breath. Take a moment to take a big breath in through the nose. Let it all go out through the mouth. Sigh. 2 more in through the nose. Open the mouth, make a noise this time. Once more like that, in through the nose. Sigh it out, maybe smile. If you notice even any resistance to that smile, maybe see if you can smile at yourself. Starting to settle in, notice your body. Notice where it is in space. And wherever you are, whether you're sitting or lying down, notice the ground or the mat below you, the pressure of your body making contact with the earth. And just notice how that actually feels. Moving up through the body, maybe notice the warmth of your hands. The palms, maybe they're touching your legs, touching each other. Notice the surface of your body, the skin. What does it feel like where the clothes are touching? Maybe your hair is tickling your face somewhere. What is your real moment experience? Start to tune into all those tiny little bits of information that our brain does an excellent job of ignoring normally. The status quo, the normal things that happen in life. Starting instead to pay attention. Bring your attention to your belly. Notice if you're holding some tension there. See if you can soften. Softening now through the chest, the heart area. Shoulders maybe just relaxed. Face and neck. Let the eyebrows spread away from each other. Soft through the cheeks. Bring your attention to your ears now. Notice anything you can hear. Little noises again that maybe we just normally ignore. Can you instead bring your attention to anything in the room or in the space around you? Moving now to the sense of taste and smell. Is there anything that's there? Or a lack of taste or smell? Moving to sight, even if your eyes are closed like mine. What can you sense through the eyes? What is your brain interpreting? Maybe colors, patterns, sense of light or dark? What can you sense at the eyelids? Real-time experience. Effortlessly just moving awareness from one sense to the other. And now shifting attention to the breath. Notice how your breath is at this moment. Is it shallow or full? Slow or a bit fast? Start to consciously slow down. Notice the breath moving in and out of the body, how it moves the chest, the rib cage. Maybe the skin on the back moves, spreads over the rib cage as you inhale. What are the sensations of breathing? We'll take one more breath here together and then open with just one round of Om. If you'd like to join me, feel free, or just listen to the sounds. Inhale to chant. Just notice any lingering vibrations. And then maybe just start to bring a bit of movement into the feet and toes, fingers and hands, noticing any sensations there. And we'll start to move into our first yin posture. So nice and simply, we're going to come to a butterfly. You can do this on a bolster or perhaps bolsters under the knees. So you're just going to bring the feet together. Knees are wide. Feet can be a long way away from you or a little bit more tucked in, however feels good for you. We can bring a bolster under each knee maybe, if you feel that needs some support. So if you're new to yin, we have a few stages for each posture. The first is finding your shape. So it doesn't have to look exactly like mine. You take control of your own practice. Notice what feels good in your body. We try to find an edge of sensation. So sensation rather than pain. We definitely don't want pain, and we just take a step back from there. And then the next stage is just getting rid of last little wiggles. So we're also going to lean forwards if that feels good in your body. So we can do that again with the support of a bolster. Maybe you hold your face with your hands. Maybe with the bolster or a cushion, you can even, I think someone said this was like a unicorn posture, if that feels like it's nice support for your head. And leaning forwards. So then we find that shape and we get rid of the last little minute of wiggles. And then the next stage is the resolve into stillness. So we resolve to stay still for some time. So I'm not going to tell you how long that timer is. And we'll just move through the practice. So finding your shape, resolving to stay still. taking one step back from that edge between sensation and pain, definitely moving away from pain into just sensation. Resolving to stay still. So the beauty of yoga is that it starts to ask us questions. And even more so with yin, we have this time and space. Time to ask ourselves these questions. And it can often be confrontational. Am I in pain? Am I in just feeling sensation? Do I have an urge to move? And the trick is to take that time and space to choose how to respond. So instead of having a reaction in a split second, instead we can observe and choose our response. So coming to focus on the breath if you haven't already. Maybe you're already feeling discomfort, maybe in the mind rather than the body. Can you bring yourself back to your breath and then into the body of sensation? What can I feel? Is there something I'm holding? Is there somewhere I can gently release? If you feel an urge to move, notice whether it's because you're actually in pain. Do you need to change this position for yourself? Or is this more of a mental discomfort? How are you responding to confrontation? If you notice your mind wandering away, totally comfortable in the position in your body, but the mind wanders. Can you start to notice and go, okay, no problem. Let's come back to the breath. Notice if any tension might have crept in. Scanning the body, checking for real-time experience. Whenever you notice your mind might have wandered, maybe bring it back to the breath. Another scan of the body. How am I feeling? Where might there be tension? What is my response? Take 3 more full breaths in this posture, exploring as much as possible. And when you're ready, slowly start to make your way out. So this is the final stage of each posture in Yin. Moving out of a posture with the least resistance. So nice and slow and smooth, with no jerks or pain. Taking your time. You can keep your eyes closed if you want. Maybe use your hands to lift your knees, and we can just take a little bit of movement or stillness. So either come feet on the ground, lean back on the hands, or if you want to notice some movement, mindfully moving knees side to side. Taking time even here to actually experience how that feels. So even in Yin, we can fall into habits and patterns. If you're an experienced practitioner, maybe we always practice the same movements, the same poses. Or maybe we always go right leg first. So with that in mind, we'll start with left leg. We're going to come into deer. So bring the left leg in front of you, parallel with the edge of the mat, and the right leg to the side. So you're making 2 90-degree angles. Bringing a bolster or a cushion next to your left hip. If the angle is too great, you can put a pillow or a cushion under your right leg, under your right thigh, or maybe just move this knee a little bit closer if there's way too much pressure here. Again, your practice, so what feels right for you is going to be different for me. And then turn towards the bolster. Take a moment here to just arrive facing the bolster. And then start slowly to lean down onto the bolster. You can bring the head all the way down, find somewhere that's comfortable. Maybe you bring a pillow on top as extra. And if you find this twist nice and comfortable, maybe you even experiment with turning the face to the left. So a twist all the way through the spine. And then moving into that stage of getting rid of any little wiggles. Finding your shape. Settling in. And resolving to stillness. Find the breath. And notice what your first initial thoughts or responses are. Whenever the mind maybe wanders, start to ask yourself these questions. How does my body feel? What can I feel? Can you feel the ground beneath you? The shape of the bolster or the pillow? Is there anywhere I can release? How does it feel to be twisted in this shape. Notice any temptations or urges to move, and first ask yourself, is this just habit or reaction? Or do I really need to move? Maybe your neck is uncomfortable. Maybe you can't soften. Because we're told in Yin to hold a pose, that might still not be necessarily correct for your body. If you're moving into discomfort and pain, maybe just release the neck, turn the face to the right instead. Or maybe you're perfectly comfortable. Wherever you are, bring the mind back to the breath. And from the breath back into the body. Notice any little thought patterns. Has your mind moved off somewhere else? How do you react when you notice that your mind is elsewhere? Frustration or just acceptance? See if you can just smile at yourself. You're here, you're doing your best. Slowly, gently come back to the breath. Take 3 final breaths in this position. Use them to make any last explorations. If your head is turned to the left, first bring the head back to a neutral position. Take a breath here. And when you're ready, use the hands to support you. As you slowly push up out of this position, but instead of moving into a rebound or a neutral position, we're going to move straight into the next by just moving that right leg back a little bit. Shuffle over so that you come into a sleeping swan. Well, swan first and then sleeping swan. So moving from one position straight into another without balancing on the other side. Now for this, there's no need to be right up on top like you would for a more yang practice. Feel free to keep that back leg bent, keep the bum on the floor, prop if you want to. Then after you've found that first initial position, start to gently move your way down. So you can again use a bolster for support under the chest. Moving your way forwards into sleeping swan. Maybe you wiggle, maybe you find you want a little bit more pressure on the legs. Finding the edge for yourself. Finding your shape. Allowing the arms and the shoulders to relax. Perhaps the bolsters under the head, under the chest, depending where this knee is underneath. Find your sleeping swan and resolve into stillness. So initial questions once more. How do I feel? What is the immediate feedback that you're getting from the body? Where can I feel tension? Can I soften? What is my reaction to moving through into another position without balancing? Did you have any reaction to that, or maybe none at all? Ask yourself some questions, follow your breath. Notice if your jaw is clenched, neck and shoulders may be tight. Can you soften the muscles, allowing the fascia to relax and move? If the mind has wandered, ask yourself how you're feeling. Notice if there's discomfort in the neck. Decide whether it's something that needs to be changed or not. Resolve back into stillness. Find your breath if your mind has wandered. Maybe if the body is comfortable, ask yourself if you have any patterns or habits that maybe you've started to fall into, even within your yin practice. Often the way we do one thing is the way we do everything. So even by changing small little habits, that can affect bigger habits or the way we show up in the rest of our lives. So even something as simple as left leg first or joining two postures together. How can that change how you approach the rest of your life? Take 3 final breaths where you are. If your neck is turned to one side, maybe bring it back to neutral first for one breath. And then use the hands to slowly push you up. Move any bolsters or props out of the way and find your way down to the belly. We'll take a 1-minute rebound here. So arms can be wherever they are most comfortably naturally. Maybe a little pillow for the face. Maybe even arms down beside you. Whatever feels right for you. Maybe wiggle hips side to side, just gently releasing any tension there. And then notice the left side of the body and the right side of the body. Are there any differences? When you breathe deeply, is that evenly into both spheres of the body? And we'll move now into Sphinx, so a symmetrical pose, having done asymmetrical poses on only one side. It's a bit unusual, but we'll try. So bringing a bolster maybe under your chest for support. You want to find your elbows underneath your shoulders, or maybe a little bit forward from your shoulders. Hips are relaxed, glutes are relaxed. So if you find you have a lot of tension at the bottom of your spine here, you can maybe just bring the bolster a bit further forwards. Let go of, to release the tension there. Maybe you bring the hands to cup the face once more. So we want a gentle back bend, but no pain, no discomfort. So once again, finding your version of Sphinx. Getting rid of any final little wiggles. What can you release, let go of, as you resolve into stillness? Can you soften through the shoulders? How do your legs feel against the ground? Do you have too much pressure in your spine? If so, maybe release the bolster, the pillow, maybe a blanket or something smaller. Your practice. Find what works for your body. It's okay to move. You're not obliged to stay. You're not obliged to do anything at all. But move from a place of choice, of response rather than reaction. If the mind wanders, you gently just bring it back into the body. Notice if you have any needs. Maybe you're very comfortable. Maybe you feel like the body needs a little more. If you're craving a bit more and you feel like it's good for the body, place the hands down and push gently into the hands to raise up into seal. Or maybe it's too much. Maybe you want to soften down a little further. Make your choice and resolve back to stillness. Notice if any tension has crept in. What's your reaction to the noticing? When you're confronted with sensation in the body, can you take the space and the time to really look at it? Decide whether it's something you can just release and let go. Or maybe it's something that you need to take action on, you need to move. But moving from response, from choice. Take 3 more deep, smooth breaths wherever you are. And then slowly release the hands if they're holding the heads. Lift up just enough to remove any props. And make your way back down to that rebound pose. Belly down, face down. Perhaps the face goes in the opposite direction to the last time you chose. Shake the hips gently side to side. Take a minute here. Relax into the ground. Breathing deep, noticing the breath in the belly. Maybe taking a big sigh, noticing if you've been holding, even unconsciously. And moving through to the other side. So from the belly, maybe roll onto the right hip so that you can move the right knee up slightly. And we move into our swan on this side. So again, the back leg can be bent. You can have support under the knee, under the hip, and maybe a bolster or a pillow in front of you. When you feel like you're going to be comfortable, you can start to come down over the cushion, over the bolster, finding your version of the shape. So the right knee is bent up forwards and the left leg is out behind you. Resolving into your posture, into stillness. Moving in reverse on this side. When you've found your posture, release the last few wiggles. Notice the ground beneath you. How does my body feel? Where do I have tension? Is this the right shape for me? This is one of those postures that can become more intense for some people as you move through it. So choose how you want to respond to that. Can you feel the energy rise and then release? Notice what your response to this confrontation is. Is there any sense of stress or panic from the discomfort? Is it too intense? Or is it something that you can look at and breathe through to release? Both are valid options. Take 3 final full breaths in this pose. If your head is to one side, maybe bring it back to neutral first. Use the hands to press into the mat to lift you up slightly. In fact, come all the way upright, and we'll move into deer on this side. So wherever you are, maybe bend that back knee a little bit further. So you've got some sort of 290 degrees. Bring the bolster or cushion or pillow or blanket to the right hip. Sitting upright for a breath or two, turning to face the bolster. When you're ready, slowly make your way down over the bolster, releasing any pressure on that back hip. If the knee bends closer forward, that's fine. Coming to rest over the bolster. Maybe you need 2. Maybe it's different to the other side. And if it's comfortable in the neck, perhaps you choose to move the face to the right. Find your shape. Find your last minute wiggles. And soften into your stillness. What is your real-time experience? What can you feel? What can you release? What is your initial response to the posture? Has any tension crept in? Can you soften anywhere else? Are you experiencing any confrontation? And if so, what is your reaction? Take 3 final full breaths in this shape. Maybe move the head back to neutral if it was twisted one way. Use the hands to gently press yourself up. Remove any props or bolsters. Find your way to your back. Take just a moment with the knees up, feet on the floor. Place the hands somewhere on the body. Allow the body to neutralize. Feel how the floor feels against the body. What are the sensations there? Maybe take a deep cleansing breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Maybe bring a little smile to the lips. Even something as simple as that can be confrontational for some people. See if you can laugh at yourself as you start to stretch the legs out. Come into your final Shavasana. Let the legs be long, feet wide, arms down by the side of the body. Perhaps snuggle up with a little blanket if you are a little bit cold. Notice the full weight of the body against the floor. Soften through the belly. Soften through the heart space. Soften through the face. If you like, you can stay here in your Shavasana or move to a seated posture. Maybe just place the hands somewhere on the body or bring the hands to a prayer position. Just notice your response to the practice. Did anything come up for you? Take one more deep breath in through the nose. Smile as you sigh everything out. And make your way back into the outer world if you want. Thank you for practicing with me this afternoon or whatever time of day it is for you. If you'd like to contact me, you can get in touch with me on Instagram, nomadic.yogi, I think. And there's loads more happening now in the Yinternational Summit in room 1. And I think if you have the premium pass, there is a panel talk in room premium pass. Now. Cool. Thank you so much for practicing. Hope to see you soon.